So this is the issue that everyone has been telling me not to actually make a YouTube video about, not because it's something that isn't really important to be able to talk about, but they said, Liam, it is a no-win situation. And because I've decided to put some vodka inside of my lemonade today, I'm gonna talk about it today. And that issue is DEI versus merit. Which one is best to grow your business? Let's do this. So as I said, we're tackling a critical question that's on the minds of many remote business leaders today. DEI versus merit. Which one is better to grow your remote business? With the rise of remote work and the dynamics of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and merit-based performance has really kind of had like this tete-a-tete, and honestly, in the last 6 months. So I wanted to be able to dive in to debate this issue and see which approach truly benefits the business the most. For me, I'm pragmatic on growing my organization, regardless of whether it's merit-based or whether it's DEI-based. And the research is actually really interesting. So let's get into it. By the way, my name is Liam Martin. For those of you that don't know me, I have built 2 tech companies right here. And I have also published this book, Running Remote, which is the definitive guide on building and scaling a remote team. So first off, I want to be able to clarify what we mean by DEI and merit. So DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And sometimes they had a diversity, equity, and inclusion and belonging, DEIB, but I think they dropped the B at some point. And it's about creating a workplace that values diverse perspectives, ensuring fair treatment, and fostering an inclusive environment where everyone feels they actually belong. So on the other hand, meritocracy is the principle of rewarding employees based on their performance, skills, and achievements without regard to their background, ethnicity, or gender. So DEI initiatives have gained significant traction over the years, and for good reason. Research shows that diverse teams are more innovative and effective at problem solving. According to McKinsey, companies with diverse executive teams are 25% more likely to have above average profitability. And in remote settings, DEI helps to break down the geographical and cultural barriers, fostering a global mindset and broader range of ideas. Moreover, DEI actually enhances employee engagement and retention. A study by Deloitte found that employees who perceive their workplace as inclusive are 83% more likely to be engaged in comparison to companies that don't actually have the perception of being inclusive, which I don't know where those companies exist. But anyways, that's a completely separate issue. Engagement drives productivity, which is crucial for remote teams where self-motivation and discipline are key, at least in my opinion. On the flip side, merit-based systems focus on results and performance metrics, which are vital in remote work environments. Remote companies often prioritize efficiency and output over other factors. Meritocratic approach ensures that high performers are recognized and rewarded, which can motivate employees to strive for excellence. However, it's essential to note that a strict merit-based system can inadvertently overlook systematic biases that might affect opportunities for underrepresented groups. So for instance, access to resources or mentorship, a networking opportunity, those things can significantly influence performance, but are not always evenly distributed throughout an organization. So how do we balance DEI and merit to grow your business? The key lies in integrating both approaches. DEI and merit are not mutually exclusive. They can complement each other. And in my opinion, here's how. Number 1, inclusive meritocracy. Establishing clear, transparent criteria for performance evaluations that consider diverse perspectives and experiences, ensuring that all employees have equal access to opportunities and resources that allows them to succeed. Number 2, you need to be able to have data-driven decisions. You need to use data to identify and address biases inside of your merit-based systems. Regularly review your DEI metrics alongside performance data to ensure fairness and inclusivity. Number 3, you need to be able to provide support and development. You need to provide mentorship and professional development programs aimed at underrepresented groups to level the playing field. This helps in nurturing diverse talent and ensuring everyone has the chance to actually excel. Now you're probably asking yourself, Liam, what do you mean I'm here to be able to run a business? I don't really care whether or not the talent is working properly or not working properly. I'm hiring the best people, and then if they're not performing well, they're out of the organization. And I totally understand your perspective on this. However, recognizing that if you have a diverse workforce, and for us, we have team members in 45 plus different countries all over the world. So we probably have one of the most diverse workforces on the face of the planet. And I know for me, if I ask a question, question, I can actually get some of the most diverse sets of responses ever. And this is such a powerful variable, and it allows us to be able to understand things that we didn't actually know if we had all been straight white guys, as an example, inside of the organization. And that's also to take into consideration, we're not just looking at expanding out to small amounts. I tell this story a lot. I had 2 team members. One person was transitioning from one sex to another, and then another person in that same week was discussing whether or not they wanted to take on another wife. And I thought to myself, who can actually exist in this same environment? Diversity comes in all colors. And this is so important to be able to take into consideration. If you're truly going to be open and diverse, then you need to be able to accept all possibilities as long as everyone is working inside of the organization and producing the outcomes that they're focused on. I don't care what they do. And that's, to me, how we can actually make this work long term. Now, I'm also a big fan of merit-based systems. I would probably say, to me, I am more merit-based than DEI-based if you really wanted my particular opinion. But again, I'm just kind of laying out all the statistics and the facts here. So I want to explore if merit-based systems can actually be inclusive. And the answer is absolutely yes, but it requires intentional effort. You want to be able to create an inclusive meritocracy. Companies need to be completely honest with you. Number one, they need to be in a bias-free evaluation process. You need to be able to implement evaluation processes that are free from biases. This includes using standardized performance metrics and ensuring that all evaluators are trained to recognize and mitigate their biases. So, perfect example, we do not include any demographic data. We do not know which country you come from. We do not know what your sex is. Try to remove all of that information on that first pass of all of those CVs so that we're looking at you as an individual and not necessarily where you came from. And ironically, that's why we have team members in 45 plus different countries all over the world, is because we don't pay attention to that. We're just trying to find the best person, which again goes back to merit. We're trying to find the best person for the job, and the vast majority of the time, that person is in really weird places all over the world. Secondly, you need to be able to develop equal access to opportunities, and you need to be able to ensure that all employees have access to the same opportunities for growth, such as training programs, mentorship, and challenging projects. And this helps level the playing field and allows merit to actually shine through. So if you're not giving everyone the same opportunity, then you can't actually measure who performs the best with those particular opportunities. It seems pretty simple when you think about it, but inside of our organization, you'll be blown away how very quiet, introverted people that never say anything are actually absolute killers when it comes to work assignments. But if we hadn't given them that equal opportunity to be able to show themselves, they wouldn't have ever actually shone that way inside of the organization. Also, you need to be able to build transparent criteria. You need to be able to make the criteria for promotions and rewards completely transparent. When employees understand what is required to actually succeed, they can focus their efforts more effectively and the system becomes fairer. So how do you get to the next level inside of your organization? Every single employee in the company should actually identify and know how to be able to get there if they want to go into that particular direction. And I would probably say for companies that are like more than 100 employees, that's a really good starting point to be able to set up those systems. Below that, you can kind of do it in a more laissez-faire attitude, but I know for us, once we actually implemented that, it was a complete game changer. And we had people that are like, okay, I know exactly what I need to do to be able to become a manager, make more money inside of the company, and just generally be more successful. Number 4 is feedback and improvement. So we need to regularly collect feedback from employees about the evaluation process and make adjustments as necessary. And this helps to maintain trust in the system and ensures continuous improvements so that we're not actually drinking our own Kool-Aid. By taking these steps, companies can create a merit-based system that also values diversity and inclusion, ultimately leading to a more engaged and high-performing workforce. Combining DEI with merit-based practices has proven benefits. Diverse and inclusive companies not only perform better, but also have higher employee satisfaction and retention rates. According to Boston Consulting Group, who also was, by the way, at the Running Remote conference, diverse management teams lead to 19% higher revenue due to innovation, which is awesome. Everyone wants more revenue inside of their businesses. Moreover, when employees actually feel valued for both their unique perspectives and their contributions, it creates a more engaged, motivated, and high-performing workforce. So, is it DEI or is it merit that will grow your remote business? The answer is both. By integrating both DEI principles with a merit-based approach, you can create a dynamic, innovative, and productive remote work environment. And isn't that what everyone wants to do at the end of the day? Thanks for tuning in. If you found this video insightful, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel and share your thoughts in the comments down below, even if you completely disagree with me. Let's keep the conversation going down there. And don't forget to hit that stupid bell icon, because if I don't ask, then half as many people subscribe than if I don't mention it. I'll see you in the next video. If you've gotten to this point in the video, I think you should probably subscribe to this YouTube channel. It's free, unlike most other things in life, and it would bring me happiness and joy. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one.